Get disconnected. So let's go ahead and we'll make this one really quickly. This was the previous day on Friday. The highs, the midpoint, and the previous day low on Thursday. So, but this is Friday's chart, but we marked out Thursday's low, the midday on Thursday, and the high on Thursday. Now, what we're looking for was kind of a retest on the previous day low. Since it stayed above it, I was hoping for it to hit this low here to go in for a short. It never did. Now, I know we spoke about we were looking for some zones in the past. They did hit our zones. We would have got stopped out twice out of three times, and I would have lost. I would have been 0 for 2 that day because it never hit my third zone. Now, I did not take trades on Friday just because how big of a dump Asia session was. I did not want to get involved. Okay, that's just not my. I want a little bit of a slow markets for Asia, and then go in on London for some type of retest, which it did here. Don't get me wrong, it did do that. It came back up, but then it immediately sold back off um, right before New York opened. Came back down. New York opened up, shot up, looked for a retest for some support area, and then just bounced. And then that was it. So now what we're looking for is hopefully an Asia session coming in on Monday, Sunday night, that it breaks these lows, comes back down, retest. This holds as resistance and then falls back through into the 2800 area. Now, with that being said, here's my chart for this. Hopefully, you guys could see it. Let me see here. Bear with me. We're going to share the screen. Go to here. Go to here and share the audio. All right. So this is the previous day on Friday. We got the high, the midpoint, and the low. Now, I have 10 rules that I like to follow, and I'm still making adjustments on how I'm going to do that. Okay. So obviously on the 1 hour, what we're doing is we're looking for volume profile. Uh, and we have to make sure there's more than one correlation. All right. So my 10 rules are daily trend. So look, I'm looking at the daily candles to see where we can start to take position on what zones to look for. So like we have this bottom wick here. These are areas that I'm looking for on the daily. Okay. And we also have this, if you see here, this fair value gap from here to here, right? That's right at the bottom of my zone on where I want to be on my position. It could wick down to fill this candle. I don't know. It might. But I like this area. And it's been sticking on the daily too, right? I just went a little bit lower because I know my stop losses have been getting hit a lot more often if I try to take this exact bottom. So I want some cushion. I want my trade to breathe a bit. Now, second one is session trade recap, which we already did. Uh, the third is obviously break down everything on the daily session, the previous day session. We're going to look for highs, lows, midpoints on the daily candle. Uh, we will be using the volume profile on the 1 hour chart. We're going to look for liquidity areas and find big cluster of volume on the volume chart. We're going to use SMAs, VWAPs for the most confluence with the volume chart. We're going to, for London, when we wake up in the morning, we will be looking over the overnight session in Asia. Before taking a trade, we'll just have to repeat the 4 through 7 steps and then make sure we're going in on the trade with a clear mind. Okay. So now what we're going to do is this is the 1 hour chart, and this is the daily, and this is the 1 hour. So we know where we want to be at on the daily, which is down here. Now I know it could on the what day is this? May 19th. It did not come back down, but here it did on the second round. I'm hoping it did already wick. It did break this low. It didn't close below it, but the fact that it wicked below, I'm hoping that we can fill that, and we won't know until what Asia session tells us. Okay, so let's just go ahead and go down to the 1 hour because we don't need to do the daily anymore. So here's what we'll do. We'll put the volume profile on here. And we can do 1, 2. Let's look for Sunday. From there to there. And this is the volume profile. Now, a lot of the EMAs on the longer time frame or the higher EMAs, SMAs, are the 50 and the 200, and we're more in this point of control area uh, and at the lower volume profile area. There's not much cluster here. It's very low, and that's why you see it bounce up. It doesn't really fall through into the next trial. As you see here, this is very thin. That's why you see this big fall, and then this starts to build up here, and that's why we get this kind of a rotation cluster area to find where the next move could be. Now, this is also very thin down here. You could take this trade down here as a position to go in long. The only reason why I'm a little nervous on that is because this is so close. This is only 200 points off from this bottom. And I'm just going to wait. As you see here, I would like to wait. Because if we use the volume profile in this consolidation area, which is from here, and then we wait for the breakthrough and then the break back down, which is this. Okay. This is what I'm looking at. Because we already broke through these lows. As you see here, we've broke through that. That's already been established. We're not far off for this retest. I think we need a little bit more of a pullback before we can consider on being bullish. This is on the 1 hour. So now what we want to do is, we can trace out the fair value gaps, which would be the top of this candle to here to the bottom of there. That's an area to take, roughly, right? At 28.59 or yeah, roughly there, whatever that bottom may be, 451, which is at this little pivot point here, this little shoulder. That could be a good point to take. Okay, now we have one. Let's see what else we can find on the 1 hour. That's my main area. That's not a bad area. So we'll extend that out all the way. Because I have no interest in any other area. Let's see how that played out. Yeah. So it did wick below. Okay. It did come down below, came back up. And that's pretty much it. I mean, that's honestly all I'm looking for is down here. The EMAs are a little bit lag. But now if we You got a good volume up here, which sometimes I don't really need the volume profile for something like this. Like right here, you could take this high pivot point here, or you can take it on the other side of that shoulder if you're looking for a tighter stop. If you don't want to take a trade here and then put your stop loss on the other side, which is not a bad idea, but this has been tested numerous times for the previous high from here to here. So if you would have taken that trade on the other side of that shoulder and put your stop loss there, you would have got stopped out. Right. But in this case here, you would have gotten in right here and then taken that short for 400 points roughly. So it's always a hit or miss. It may take a few days for the trade to get hit, and this is where patience pays off. So even here, the high here, the high there, after a few days, it came through. It broke down here. Same thing here. It broke through, came down, consolidated. I'm thinking since this came down, it's going to consolidate for maybe a day or two, come back down lower and hit this, and then we'll get a quick snap up back to the 200. Take position. Yeah, I think that could happen. I mean, this looks identical. If we take out these, if we take this out, look at this. I'm glad if we're looking over this right now. Look at this area. You see that? We exploded up, which is from here to here, right? Just bear with me. We came up, boom. Came up, okay, no problem. Came down, shot back up, shot back up. I noticed a little bit of a consolidation area here, but this had a little bit for half the day, maybe a day. This had overnight session in the previous day consolidation. This one had a little bit of it. But the thing what you want to look at is these are pretty similar because it both dumped. Now we're looking at consolidation before we get this next leg down, which is close to these areas of liquidation. We've only had that one wick where it was close to liquidation. I want to see it push a little bit lower down here. Okay. I think we could happen. Maybe not on Monday. Maybe Asia session may do something like that. Or going into London and then have a pivot move. Okay. And then we can come back up and retest the 50 EMA, which is at 29,200. But I will probably take my profit at this last pivot low is here at 28,920. Okay. Or you can even take it here down at 28,770. Right? Play it safe. Right at the other EMAs of the 20 and the 9. Okay. So it's not bad. It's a good 500 points. That's what I see here from this box and this. And then I see the same thing with this one. That's what I see. I see the same thing. I think that's what's going to happen. Consolidate in this big area. It needs to fill in these areas, which it's done here. It's done all of that. But they love this area. It likes to whip back up. This was support. This was all support. We could see a big rally going back into this area for a potential short as well, right? Going like if this decides to rally back up this week, this could be definitely a good short position, right? Um, so from here to here, I would consider a short just because of this little area here. I mean, we could even draw the volume profile actually all the way to here. So you see how this volume profile really, if you can draw it out right, you can we can draw it out to there. See this point of control is there. This is a good shoulder too if you really wanted to take that trade, like before going into that point of control, like the value area low going into the point of control. That could be a good spot. Um, Other than that, I'm not interested in anything else. This would be it for me. And then we can see how that looks on the 5 minute. Right. But we get a sense of direction on the 1 hour, see where we stand. But you can see how well this is support. This is a good short position. This is not bad. From here, here, 1, 2, 3. It's been pretty strong. It's been getting weak, but it was able to maintain that strength. And then it finally just broke out once you got this double top a few days later. Okay, you actually got a triple top. I'm sorry. Look at this triple top here. Look at that. You can come down a little bit lower, right? It's not always going to be exact. That's a nice triple top. So now what I want is, I don't know if I can go out. I doubt it. I have to. That's too far back. I guess what I want now is at least a double bottom. We got that. We got this triple top here. I think we can get this double bottom. I think we can get a double bottom here to go in for a long position, and then really and just hold it until we hit this bottom zone and see what it does here. I mean, look, it hit bomb, boom, 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 boom. So I think what's going to happen is this then. We get that double bottom. We come back up to maybe here, come back down, retest the double, and then get a triple bottom to either have really strong buy to shoot back up and retest these triple tops in the long run. I don't know when that's going to happen, but what's important is this is kind of all the same. This is it. This is we could see this, but down here. That's what I think. Okay. That will be it for today. I think now that we're looking into that more, I really think that could be it. You had a double top up here, came back down, and then yeah. So the double top up here, this was big support. We completely broke through that. We need to come back down to here. That's I don't see no other way. And there's not much interest levels down here besides this top here. Then we have this. We got a bunch of areas here, like here, here. But I don't see I don't think we can reach the 27s yet until we can fill this area and hold it for a bit and look for resistance here, back up to here. Maybe here. I like this area more. This is more support than this. I think 28,760s roughly is a good TP for me after going long down here once this gets filled. And then we can come back up because this has been 1, 2, 3. and we broke that too. So this is a good TP profit for me. From all the way down from 28,200, we can look for something like 28,650s. You know, 640s in that general area. I think is a good area. Yeah, that fair value gap too is hitting that 640s, 660s area. So that's it. Let me know what you guys think, and I'm gonna end it here. I, I I think we'll be in a good position just off of reading from the beginning of July, almost July 6th, all the way till July 15th. If you just read those charts, you can see that full breakdown on how I can see on what happened on June 10th. I think we can go back to June 10th lows and then just completely shoot back up and test those resistance levels first of, like I said, the area of June 7th and May 19th. That will be our resistance area. Until then, we're going to be in that consolidation zone until we have a final breakout, I think. So pay attention, get ready for the week, and this is what we're looking for. I'll see you guys Monday night. Peace out.